It's another day of fun-filled and enjoyable learning, my dear grade 7 learners. For today's lesson, I am your Mapeh teacher, Ma'am Rochelle L. Carmen. Let us join together to unfold another set of exciting and marvelous world of sports, fitness, and wellness. Welcome to Mapeh Square, your gateway to total wellness and lifelong fitness. Join me in our online school here in Valenzuela Facebook Live. For the learners who are with me today, kindly key in your name, school, grade, and section on the comment box. Stay with me until our session in physical education about dual sports ends. Participate actively in different activities and earn your sports, fitness, and wellness badge. Before we begin, here are some gentle reminders that you need to follow during live streaming. Be prepared. Get ready with your Mapeh self-learning module, notebook, and ballpen so you can answer directly and take down notes of important information. Sit properly and keep a good posture while watching. See to it that you are situated in the best area in your home that is conducive for learning. Avoid unnecessary comments like emojis or stickers that are not related to the discussion and activities. Be respectful, do not use unpleasant words in answering, asking questions, and expressing your thoughts. Be mindful of the anti-cyberbullying law. Be attentive. Participation in the activity and discussion is highly encouraged. I hope everyone will be guided by these reminders to ensure orderliness during Valenzuela live streaming. These are the competencies that you're about to learn in today's lesson. You are expected to describe the nature and background of the sports, execute the skills involved in the sports. First, let us recall the lesson that we have learned during Physical Education Lesson 1, which is dual sports, and that is about table tennis. We will be having an activity called Stepping Glass Stone, inspired by the movie Squid Game. You can avoid to break the stepping glass by choosing the correct answer. You have 5 seconds to type the letter of your answer on the comment box. Be careful!
A sport known as ping pong and has similar principles to lawn tennis. A. Badminton, B. Lawn tennis, C. Table tennis. The timer starts now. Kindly comment your answer. If you answered letter C, table tennis, you are correct. The governing body of the sport table tennis. A. ATTF, B. IATF, or C. ITTF. What will be the answer? Yes, it's letter C, ITTF, or International Table Tennis Federation. Basic skill in table tennis, which is important because it controls the angle of the racket. A. Grip, B. Receive, C. Serve. Very nice, you got it right. It's letter A, grip. An equipment that is placed at the center, dividing the table into 2 equal halves. A. Ball, B. Net, C. Racket. You're doing great. It's letter B, net. When 2 opponent players scored equal. A. Juice, B. Match, C. Point. The correct answer is A. Deuce. Very nice.
Do you get a perfect score? Wow, that's awesome! It only shows that you have learned a lot in the previous lesson. Congratulations! You have earned your first sports, fitness, and wellness badge. For the last 2 months, as we enjoy the ease of restrictions following the decision of Interagency Task Force on the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases or IATF-EID to de-escalate the National Capital Region to Alert Level 2, usual individual non-contact exercise, sport and recreation activities can be undertaken at a maximum of 50% indoor venue and 70% outdoor venue capacity as long as health safety measures are observed. But with the surge of COVID cases because of a new variant of COVID-19 virus Omicron, most areas in our country went back again to alert level 3. Also, this does not mean that we will not be mindful of getting involved in physical activities like sports. If we're going to look back 21 months ago because of the COVID-19 pandemic, an enhanced community quarantine was imposed that results to sedentary lifestyle among many people of all ages. Now is a great time to get involved in different kinds of sports to enjoy its health benefits of contributing to our physical, mental, emotional, and social well-being. But of course, contact sports are not allowed as of this moment. There are many sports available in the world nowadays, and they are categorized as individual sport, dual sport, and team sport. What kind of sports are you involved in right now? What keeps you going? For you to become familiar with more serious sports participation and be physically active, let us talk about two kinds of racket sports, namely badminton and lawn tennis that can be played individually or with a partner. You can also monitor your physical fitness level by participating in dual sports. To begin with, let us talk about badminton. Badminton is played using strong rackets and a feathered shuttlecock on a marked rectangular court. Although games normally take place in a draft-free indoor environment. Badminton is played as a singles or doubles game with one or two players on a side. The object of the game is to hit the shuttlecock or bird back and forth with a racket across the net 5 feet high at its center. The bird should be hit with such speed and accuracy that the opponent is unable to return the shot successfully. The game can either be fast or slow-paced, depending on the skill level of the players. In the 5th century BC, the people in China then played a game called Tidianzi. A direct translation from this word Tidianzi is kicking the shot. This is a game where you use battledore or a paddle to hit the shuttlecock back and forth. By the 16th century, it had become a popular game among children in England. In Europe, this game was known as jeu de volant to them. In the 1860s, a game called Tuna was played in India. This game is much like the battledore and shuttlecock with an added net. Badminton World Federation or WBF is the highest governing body of badminton sport. It is the international governing body for the sport of badminton recognized by the International Olympic Committee or IOC. On the other hand, let's discuss the brief history of another racket sport, lawn tennis. The modern game of tennis traces back to a medieval game called jeu de paume, game of the hand, which began in 12th century in France. It was initially played with the palm of the hand. It was not until the 16th century that rackets came into use, and the game began to be called tennis. It was popular in England and France, and Henry VIII of England was a big fan of the game and was a notable and avid player. It was also enjoyed among commoners and monks and now referred to as real tennis. In 1873, Major Walter Wilmfield invented a version of real tennis that can be played outdoors on a lawn. The game called is Paris tag. It is an ancient Greek meaning the art of playing ball. The term originally given to lawn tennis by Walter Clopton Wingfield and first introduced it to Wales and the United Kingdom. Played on hourglass courts on manor house lawns by rich English people. This is really where today's tennis developed. The first amateur championship was played on the courts of the Global English Tennis and Cricket Club Wimbledon's Men's Championship in 1877 and Women's Championship in 1884. In 1900 was the first lawn tennis team championship called Davis Cup, an annual competition between men's national teams, and it attracted great attention of the international tennis community. February 9, 1900 is the day when Davis Cup trophy was born. In 1963, the similar women's championship was played called the Fed Cup to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the founding of the International Tennis Federation, also known as the ITF. Both of those championships helped to enhance the prestige of lawn tennis. The International Tennis Federation, or ITF, is the governing body of the world tennis, wheelchair tennis, and beach tennis. It was founded in 1913 as the International Lawn Tennis Federation by 12 National Tennis Associations as of 2016. There are 211 national and 6 regional associations that make up ITF's membership. The ITF's governance responsibilities include maintaining and enforcing the rules of tennis, regulating international team competitions, promoting the game, and preserving the sport's integrity via anti-doping and anti-corruption programs. The ITF partners with the Women's Tennis Association, or WTA, and the Association of Tennis Professionals, or ATP, to govern professional tennis. The modern game of tennis originated in Birmingham, England, in the late 19th century as lawn tennis. It had close connections both to various fields, lawn games such as crochet and balls, as well as to older racket sport of real tennis. The racket sport, traditionally named lawn tennis, now commonly known simply as tennis, is the direct descendant of what is now denoted real tennis or royal tennis, which continues to be played today as a separate sport with more complex rules. Now, how do we play this kind of sports? Of course, we make use of different sports equipment, and for the badminton we have shuttlecock, also known as a shuttle, a bird, or a birdie. It is the ball that is used in the game of badminton. Badminton racket, a sports implement usually consisting of a handle and an oval frame with a tightly interlaced network strings used to strike a ball or a shuttlecock. Badminton net is a central gameplay element in a game of badminton, requiring players to return the shuttlecock from one side of the court to the other during the match. Variations of badminton nets come in polyethylene, nylon, and vinyl. Badminton nets span the entire 20 feet or 6.1 meter width of the court and are placed over the double sidelines even when single games are played. The net has a height of 5 feet and 1 inch or 1.55 meters at the edges and sags slightly at the center, resulting in a height of 5 feet or 1.52 meters. For the lawn tennis, we need tennis ball. It is a ball designed for the sport of tennis. Tennis balls are fluorescent yellow in organized competitions, but in recreational play can be virtually any color. Tennis ball covered in a fibrous felt which modifies their aerodynamic properties, and each has a white curvilinear oval covering it. Tennis racket, a bat with a long handle attached to an oval frame with a network of tight strings over it, used to hit the ball in tennis. And tennis net, interlaced fabric, cord, and tape stretched across the entire width of the court. It is held up by the post. Now that you know what are the equipment to use in badminton and in lawn tennis, these racket sports are played on these facilities. Badminton courts are the rectangular surfaces used for the racket sport of badminton, divided in half by a center badminton net. Courts are usually marked for both singles or doubles games with boundary widths varying between the two match types. The court on which badminton is played. The parts of court in badminton are the following: the net line, the badminton net, short service line, center line, sideline for singles play, back boundary line, and long service line for singles, and long service line for doubles. Next is the lawn tennis court. A tennis court is the venue where the sport of tennis is played. It is a firm rectangular surface with a low net stretched across the center. The same surface can be used to play both doubles and singles matches. There are four main types of surface for tennis courts: grass, clay, hard, and artificial grass. Grass courts. Grass is the traditional lawn tennis surface and famously the signature courts of Wimbledon. Clay courts. Clay courts are made of crushed shale, stone, or brick. And hard courts and artificial grass. The parts of a tennis court are baseline, in which they start each point just behind the baseline, whether you're serving or awaiting your opponent's serve. Single sideline, double sideline, net, center service line, service box, service line, and doubles tramline. Alright, after knowing the equipment that you need and where to play these racket sports, here are the skills that you need to efficiently and effectively play the sports. First, we have the basic skills in badminton. Service. It is the shot that starts a play or rally. The forehand serve and the backhand serve. A correct service is when a player hits the shuttlecock with a racket over the net to the opponent's side, without the shuttle getting stuck in the net or exceeding the boundaries of the badminton court, with some part of their feet in contact with the court surface. Forehand stroke. A return made with the palm of the hand facing the direction of the stroke. It is the shot made by a player by swinging the racket across their body with a palm moving fist. For the right-handed player, the forehand is considered the stroke that starts on the right side of their body and vice versa for a left-handed person. Backhand stroke. Hitting the shuttle with your racket while the back of your hand is facing the shuttle. For the right-handed player, the backhand is considered the stroke that starts on the left side of their body and right for the left-handed person. Clear. It is a shot down with a stroke above the head and shuttle travel targeting the long service line. Next is lob. It is a shot done with a stroke below the head about waist level and the shuttle traveling up. Drop. Shot usually down with a stroke above the head and the shuttle traveling up but dropping just near the net. Net shot or drop shot. Usually done with a stroke below the head and the shuttle traveling just barely touching the net and landing near. Next is a smash, the powerful attack. The badminton smash is mainly used for attacking and it often acts as winning shot in any badminton rallies. Basically, a smash is an offensive shot fired from a high point and travels down steeply towards your opponent. The smash shot is hit with power and speed downward into the opponent's court. The angle and the stiffness of the shuttlecock's trajectory make it hard for the opponent to retrieve and recover. And last but not the least is drive. It is a shot usually done with a stroke about the level of the head and the shuttle traveling straight or flat over the net. Next is the basic skills in lawn tennis. The first one is volley. It is a shot in tennis where a player returns the ball before it bounces, and players typically perform volleys at the service line or closer to the net. The second one is ground stroke. It is a forehand or backhand stroke that is hit after the ball has bounced once on the court. It is one of the core fundamental shots in tennis and is normally played from the back of the court during a baseline rally. If the ball is hit in the air before bouncing, it's a volley. That is a drive, volley, or smash. The next one is lob. It involves hitting the ball high and deep into the opponent's court. It can be used as an offensive or defensive tactics. The fourth one is drop. The drop shot can be a lethal shot if hit correctly and at the right time. This shot is when you hit a ball over the net and lands the opponent's court so short over the net and the opponent should not be able to get where the ball bounces twice. And last but not the least, the fifth one is smash. It is a shot that is hit above the hitter's head with a serve-like motion. A smash can usually be hit with a high amount of force and is often a shot that ends the point. There we have it, my dear learners, the different basic skills in badminton and in lawn tennis. At this juncture, you must stand up for our next activity, sports mimetics. We are going to execute the skills and footwork in racket sports. If you have a racket at home, you can use that, but if there's none, it's okay. Be sure that you can move freely or you can minimize your movements if you have a small space at home. Are you ready? That's great! Let's have fun! are now ready to play racket sports to be fit and healthy. With that, here's your second sports fitness and wellness badge. But wait, there's more. Here are some terminologies that you have to be familiarized with. In badminton, we have number 1, a match. This consists of the best of 3 games of 21 points. Every time there is a serve, there is a point scored. The side winning a rally adds a point to its score. At 20, all the sides which gain a 2-point lead first wins the game. At 29, all the sides scoring the 30th point wins the game. Next, point. The first side of 21 points wins the game. A point is scored on every serve and awarded to whichever side wins the rally. Next, a rally. In badminton is defined. Next, a rally. In badminton is defined as a single instance of when the shuttlecock is in play to when it is no longer in play effectively. This means a rally starts when the player serves and ends when the shuttlecock lands on the ground or a fault is scored. You can think of it as a single point that is played in a match. And number 4 is deuce. During a general game of 21 points, when both players have reached 20-20, it is termed as deuce. This means that either one side must lead by 2 points to win the game. And for lawn tennis, we have the advantage set. The set won by a player or team having won at least 6 games with a 2-game advantage over the opponent as opposed to a tie-break format. And for all, it is used by the chair umpire to announce scores when both players have the same number of points or the same number of games. This means that there is no tie-break game played at 6-6. The set continues until one player or team wins by 2 games. The next one is tie-break set. A tie-break set is played with the same rules as the advantage set, except that when the score is tied at 6-6, a tie-break game or tiebreaker is played. Typically, the tie-break game continues until one side has won 7 points with a margin of 2 or more points. If the tie-break score gets 6-6, then whichever player to win the best of 2 points wins the set. The third one is match. A tennis match is composed of points, games, and sets. A match is won when a player or doubles team has won the majority of the prescribed number of sets. Matches employ either a best of 3 first to 2 sets wins or best of 5 first to 3 sets wins for the set format. The best of 5 set format is usually only used in the men's singles or doubles matches at Grand Slam and Davis Cup matches. The next one is point. A point in tennis is the smallest subdivision of the match, the completion of which changes the score. Tennis is played in points. 4 points win a game. 6 games win a set. And 2 or 3 sets win a match. You can decide how long you want your game to be, but most matches are played as best of 3 or 5 set contests. Each tennis match is made of 2 to 3 sets. To win a set, you must win at least 6 games. The games are scored starting at love or 0 and go up to 40. But that's actually just 4 points. From love, the first point is 50, then 30, then 40, then game point, which wins the game. As you can see, love equals 0, 15 equals 1 point, 30 equals 2 points, and 40 equals 3 points. And last but not the least, deuce. In tennis, deuce refers to a tie score of 40, where either player needs to win by 2 points in a row for the game to conclude. When the score becomes tied at 15 or 30, the score is announced as 15 all or 30 all. However, tennis reserves the word deuce for a tie of 40. There you have it, my dear learners. You are now well informed about these two racket sports. Let us check if you really listen to what we have discussed. It's time to earn your last sports, wellness, and fitness badge. Let's have an activity called Memory Blocks. Each colored square corresponds to picture or words related to racket sports. All you have to do is to comment the numbers that match with each other. For example, 5 and 8. You have 20 seconds to comment your answer. Are you ready? Let's begin!
Number 1 is badminton ball. It matches with number 7, shuttlecock. Did you get it right? Very good. Next is number 2, a score of 2020. It's a perfect match for number 5, deuce. You're doing great, my dear learners. For number 3, drop. The correct match is number 6. The ball lands so short over the net. That's awesome. You got it right. And for number 4, it's International Tennis Federation. And number 8, the governing body of world tennis.
Did you get all the answers correct? Congratulations, mga ka-sports wellness! You really listened very well in today's lesson. You just earned your third and final sports fitness and wellness badge. We are in this together. Every one of us, as well as in the sport community, is feeling the impact of COVID-19. Events and competitive seasons at all sport levels are being cancelled and training facilities are closing. In the midst of current global crisis, it is normal to feel like you are on an emotional roller coaster, which is physically and emotionally draining. Exercise is medicine. Exercise helps to manage stress, fight off illnesses, and maintain positive mental health. While you may not be able to go to the gym to train or work out, there are other creative alternatives to help you stay physically active while social distancing. You can opt to play racket sports within your home with your loved ones. Now more than ever, it is important to pay attention to your physical health, mental health, as well as emotional health. Extend compassion to others at a safe distance, and work to create some semblance of normalcy in your day-to-day life. Establish a daily routine. We have decent control over decisions we make about how we start and end our days, as well as items we prioritize daily or weekly. Solidifying morning and evening routines, getting enough sleep, and deliberately incorporating other acts of self-care like journaling, engaging in personal hobbies, being physically active, and eating nutritious foods into our lives helps to partially reestablish feelings of control and comfort while supporting our health and well-being. Every day is another chance to get stronger, to eat better, to live healthier, and be the best version of you. That concludes our lesson in Dual Sports. Again, I am Sports, Fitness, and Wellness Buddy, Teacher Rochelle L. Carmen. See you again next time. Always stay safe, everyone. God bless. Have a good day.